All right. Hello, everybody. We're here with Steve Baas, our Senior Vice President of Governmental Relations, on a big news day today. Steve, what did the city announce today?
Well, big news today. I'm smiling today, Chris, because the city announced that as of June 15th, for the most part, the restrictions that have been on businesses with regard to COVID are going to be dropped, and we're going to shift from a protocol of command and control by government mandate back to one of individual responsibility and business responsibility and responsivity in the market. So June 15th is going to be a big day and a big shift in the way the community treats COVID. And it's going to be a big step forward in terms of reopening with Milwaukee's economy back to 100% full strength.
So one important aspect to understand is the mask mandate stays in place to some extent for now, right?
The city has a mask ordinance, actually has an ordinance on the book dealing with masks. And so that will stay in place. What today's announcement does is it regards the city health orders from the health department, those administrative restrictions on businesses and restaurants and bars and gatherings. The mask ordinance will stay in place, but right now, Alderwoman Dimitrievich is actually working on revisions to that mask ordinance. That ordinance is a little bit outdated, and we want to make sure it aligns with the very latest in what we know scientifically and very latest in terms of the recommendations from the CDC. So the mask ordinance remains in place. It's likely that ordinance will be revised, though.
And an individual business could still keep one in place if they wanted to, right?
Individual businesses are free to have whatever policies they want for their employees and their customers. So what June 15th does is it basically takes the training wheels off and makes individual businesses, individual entrepreneurs take ownership of their decisions in terms of what protocols they want to have in their workplace, what they believe works best for their customer base and their employee base in terms of instilling confidence and making them feel safe.
So Steve, you and the rest of our team have worked closely with restaurants, especially throughout the pandemic. What does this mean for our service industry businesses that have been hit really hard throughout this past year?
Well, it's a huge step forward. It allows a lot more flexibility in terms of capacity and how they operate. There are other challenges that aren't going to go away in the hospitality industry. Right now, there's a real labor pinch. And even though restaurants as of June 15th will all be able to go to 100% capacity, being able to staff up in order to serve that 100% capacity is going to be a continuing challenge. But for those hospitality industries, those shackles in terms of capacity restrictions and some of those other protocols that the health department had placed on them for safety's sake are going to be lifted.
Anything else we should know?
Actually, one thing we should know is it doesn't, taking off the government controls just really highlights the importance of individuals being responsible in how they act. For a long time, we have argued with the health department that the only way in the end that this pandemic gets under control is individuals behaving responsibly. And right now, as of the announcement today, June 15th, it's going to be on us. Government's not going to be holding our hand on this and putting safety protocols in place. It's going to be on us, and everybody's got to react and respond and behave responsibly and considerately to keep this community safe and keep our economy strong.